Real talk, this Koopa Troopa racing is probably the most insane thing I've ever seen. Just look at this, it's absolutely amazing. What's up everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about the information revealed in the Nintendo Direct about Super Mario Odyssey. In the segment that was shown in the Direct, there was actually a lot of information revealed, including new kingdoms, new enemies, and so much more. Over the next little bit, I'm going to be making individual analyses videos for each of the new kingdoms. However, this video is just going to be a general overview of the Direct, as well as giving some details about the existing kingdoms that we already knew about going into the Direct, just like the Cascade Kingdom, which we didn't really know much about going into the Direct, but now we have lots more information about it. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Check out this world map. You can instantly tell that the moon is a focal point here, further supporting the fan theory that your final boss fight against Bowser will take place on the moon. I mean, you can collect moons throughout the game after all, so it wouldn't be that much of a surprise that the moon is actually tied into the game in such a significant way that you would actually have your final boss fight there. But that is actually not the main focal point of this, rather what is on the globe here. It seems that you actually start your journey in the Cap Kingdom, which was supported and has been speculated for a while now, just because Mario unites with Cappy at the beginning of the game. And yes, I will get into the further details about that later on. But yes, it seems as this will be the place where you start, unless that you actually start in the Mushroom Kingdom and then you get kicked out of there in some way and then it gets sent to the Cap Kingdom, because you can see wherever the Odyssey is your current location, and you actually follow the ship with the Broodals on it. As you can see right here, the Cap Kingdom goes to the Cascade Kingdom, and then the Broodal ship is over in the Sand Kingdom, so then the line goes over to the Sand Kingdom from the Cascade Kingdom. The theory is that maybe you don't actually get the Odyssey in the Mushroom Kingdom, so it's still possible that you go to the Mushroom Kingdom at the very start of the game, but it is also equally likely, in my opinion, that it could either be the last world in the game, one where you fight Bowser in his castle for the final time, or you will just have it as a post-game area that you could explore through. Those are two theories that I have. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. But on to the actual details about Cappy. I promised a little while ago in a video that I would make one about this Princess Peach Cappy theory idea, but the Direct came out before I had a chance to make one, and now we actually have the information confirmed. This is Cappy's sister that is on Princess Peach's tiara, and that is Cappy's motivation for helping Mario here. That was an idea that I had, although I thought it could be slightly different than what we're seeing here, not necessarily a brother and sister relationship. But I do like this though. It serves as a motivation for Cappy to help you. It's not just some random occurrence. This is actual plot in a main series Mario game, which is actually really rare to see. Like, I never would have expected an actual drive of the plot other than the classic Bowser kidnaps the princess. But now that there's actual reason behind Bowser kidnapping the princess this time, as well as your assistant actually having a reason to help you, this is actually one of the better seeming Mario stories in a while. We're just gonna have to wait and see how it turns out when we play the full game. Some details about other kingdoms now. Let's take a look at the Cascade one. You can see that there are chain chomps and dinosaurs everywhere here. There's also a new boss character introduced, a new type of Broodal seemingly, who has a gold chain chomp in her possession. I'm going to talk more about her in a future video, because there are lots of things that I could speculate that I'm not going to do in this video, because I want to keep it a relatively shorter one. But next, some information about the moons within Odyssey. This is some very important information, because we heard a while ago that each of the big worlds in Odyssey would have around 30 to 50 moons, but the gap between the amount of moons that you need to progress to the next kingdom and the total amount of moons within the kingdom is drastically different. And we can really tell this when you take a look at this picture of the Sand Kingdom that's on the screen right now. In this footage, you can tell that you need a minimum of 16 moons from the Sand Kingdom, and the total number that you could collect is 69. which is a very drastic difference. If you want to go for that 100% completion in Super Mario Odyssey, you're going to have to get a lot of moons within the game. However, we can also tell that you don't just have to meet the minimum requirement, you actually have to get an overall requirement of moons. As you can see right here, Mario only needs a few more left in the Sand Kingdom to reach the minimum requirement from that kingdom. However, in general, the Odyssey needs 16 more to get to the next kingdom, which is also an incentive for you to go back to the old kingdoms, because you have to reach the minimum for each kingdom, it seems, to actually get the Odyssey to go. You can't just farm all of your moons in one kingdom. It seems you're actually going to have to explore through each kingdom in depth, which I actually really like. It provides an extra incentive for you to do some additional exploration. And yes, you guys have been waiting for this one. I mentioned it in the very beginning of the video. Check out the Koopa free running right here. Oh my goodness, it does look so awesome. We already knew before this direct that you were going to be able to race Koopa the Quick, but I could have never expected it to be this 5 Koopas on the screen, and it looks pretty tough. It looks like you're gonna have to do some certain specific jumps to actually get ahead of them here, so this could be a fairly challenging thing. This is not the only minigame though. There's obviously the jump rope one that we've seen in the past several times, as well as a new one with a race car, and you could actually post your times for these specific things or your records for them online, so other people could actually see where you rank, which is really cool. You can actually see what the world record is and challenge your inner motivation, your inner drive to see if you could be ranked #1. More retro areas are also being added into the game. This is a pretty controversial subject. I know some people don't like these, but I actually don't really mind them. You know, they diversify the gameplay a little bit, add a little bit of that 2D charm. I mean, they're very small segments. You can't complain about them too much, really. Like, it doesn't really interfere with the main 3D Mario gameplay too much, if that's your main concern about it. Oh, and earlier I mentioned the Koopa the Quick racing, but there is even more reference to Mario 64, as it's revealed now that you can actually teleport between kingdoms by going into a painting. Even more reference to one of my favorite Mario titles of all time in Odyssey. This is just shaping up to be an absolutely great one. But if you want to know more information about it, including the specifics, the analysis about each of the new kingdoms, which I try to avoid covering in this video because I want to focus entirely on them in separate videos, look out for the new ones that are going to be coming out. Hit subscribe and tick the bell icon so you do not miss them. There's going to be a new analysis in the next couple of days coming out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.